Hi everyone, welcome to the 15th Totally Speedway Q&A. I'm its publisher and editor, Daniel Powell. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's very much appreciated. We're starting a bit earlier than normal. Usually we start around 7:30, but due to a few commitments that I've got tonight, we will be starting at just after 6 o'clock. So that's 5 o'clock in Queensland. I think it's around 3 o'clock in WA. I apologise for that for WAs, but next week we'll be back to normal at around. So we'll be, sorry, just sharing on my social media. So we've got, just bear with me. Next week we'll be going back to the 7:30 time slot. So thanks for that. But it's really exciting. I know I say this all the time every week, but it's really exciting to keep doing this, and the amount of feedback that I've got from people saying they're really enjoying it, the reviews, the previous Q&As. We've got a number of guests that are going to be coming up in the coming weeks. But what I want from you guys is the feedback, and I want either good or bad, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'll take it all on the skin, on the chin. Thanks, Nigel, for tuning in. Afternoon or night. We can say night. We're not that early. But thanks, Nigel, and thanks for your support of Scorpion Racewear. It's much appreciated. So for all your apparel needs, race suits, check out Scorpion Racewear. So yeah, guys. So what do you just hit me with your questions? I know it's a bit early, sort of thing with that, but I'm just sharing it on my social media channels. But please like, comment, share. And I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, but certainly with the season, I just want to send a big shout out to Adam Hourigan. He had a massive crash at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway in the 410 Sprint Cars. He's a second generation racer. His dad, Scott, raced, and yeah, he rode out a massive wreck when there was an incident where former Australian Lightning sprint champion, who's a sprint car woman, he had an incident on the front straight. So that was Darren Salmon, and yeah, there was contact with that. So yeah, there was contact there, massive crash. I got some publicity the other night on Channel 9. And I know that I say this a lot, but the only time Speedway gets mainstream publicity is when there's a big incident like that. I don't agree that it's a good thing, but that's subjective. So just sharing it now on my personal page, but please throw your comments away. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Denise Fitzgerald, thanks, love your work. Glenn Wright, great week, great to-do last weekend at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway with a heat win in the women's sprints. So certainly give you plenty of confidence leading up to February's Australian title at the venue. So yeah, but throw your questions my way. Please like, comment, share, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Sorry, just bear with me. Just shared there, but yeah, once again, just sharing this to my post. With that. Okay, so just double checking there with that. Just bear with me. Once again, wearing my Toby Bob Owen hat. So that's cool. Thanks, Toby. I'll also be wearing another hat. A few people have sent in merchandise and given me stuff at track. Michael Stewart, he's given me that too. So yeah. Okay, so we've got our first question here. Hi, Joel Chadwick, current Australian wingless sprint champion. Looking forward to you, Joel, getting out on the track. Let us know when you'll be out there. So certainly hope to get some laps and lead up to your Australian title defence. Thanks, Robert Parfitt, for tuning in as well. Reg Colbert from Patriot Motorsport team and LA Racing Lubricants, who's the sponsor of our Conversations program. So yeah, thanks, Reg, for that. The first question that we've got here tonight is from Brian Chadwick in South Australia. We've got, thanks Brian for your question. With the family budget getting tighter and tighter, do you think Speedway will survive and prosper? Robert, it's tough for everyone. It's tough in general life, in terms of budgeting and all that sort of stuff. But I think Speedway's not going anywhere anytime soon. You know what I mean? It's a tough slog out there, but it all comes down to if people want to race, they'll do it. They'll find a way, whether that means getting a second job or that means not going on any family holidays or anything like that. That's a sacrifice that people have been making for many years. There's a lot of people that probably can't afford to race at the level that they race in Speedway, but they make a lot of sacrifices so they can do so. So in terms of, yeah, it's getting tight, but it's always been tight, you know, throughout the years, you know, the recessions and all those sort of things. But I think, you know, Speedway will always be around, whether it will get the huge crowd that it got many years ago that people still living in the dark ages about, then that remains to be seen. I think those days are behind us because, you know, evolution of the world, the Australia's with its different races and multicultural differences. So, you know, they all come down to it. And yeah, Speedway, you know, and it's going to go along, but I think at this, you know, apart from the big shows and that, you know, it's going to be a competitive-driven sport. So yeah, but until hopefully that changes. But yeah, with that, Darren Salmon, thanks for tuning in, mate. Hope you're okay after that incident with Adam Hurrigan. So yeah, so thanks for tuning in, Darren, and yeah, chin up. We've got Bruce Keane from Renewal, mate. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Michael Pickles Cunningham, for tuning in. Get back out on the track, mate. Rob Parfitt saying hello. Hayden Gwen, do you like Chinese food? Yes, I do. Elaborate more, Hayden. So with that, we've got a question here from Bruce Keane from Renewal, mate. So it's one of Totally Speedway's supporters. Hi, Dan. With all the comments about the inside fencing, what do you guys think about me? I'm not a fan because I've missed a few incidents by running up the infield instead of T-boning and other cars blocking the track. I don't drive anywhere. It'd be good to hear from what you guys who do. So yeah, speaking to a lot of drivers, I think they don't mind it. They're not totally against it. They're not, you know, it's the same for everyone out there. There's no one gets an advantage when before with the cutting of the infield, people would get an advantage. So people would be running up the infield and being able to execute a pass that they probably wouldn't have. Now with this wall here, there's still, like for Sydney's Valvoline Raceway, there is still a little bit of an infield, but it's not as big where you can get a whole car up there now, sort of thing. So I think having the wall there on the infield is a deterrent. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. Yes, there's going to be incidents out on the track, but it's the same if you go to a track and there's an outside wall. If you're running to movement and incident, you could be going run up the wall and hit the outside wall. So there's just two walls now. So in terms of that, I think it's a good thing. Yeah, hopefully it can. Yeah, I know a couple of other tracks can take note. A lot of people used to complain about the tractor tyres. I think of the World Series rounds at Avalon Raceway, they had that drama where they were actually, they were complaining about having the tyres there. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, I think the inside wall, the drivers will adapt. Sure, there's going to be incidents, but, you know, like it's about safety. It's about creating more racing, and it's going to make the drivers probably adventure a bit more at the track. So it's going to help the racing, help the track. So I can't see it being a bad thing. And yeah, hopefully, other tracks follow suit. But it's great. Barry Waldron and all the team, you know, that look after Sydney's Valvoline Raceway and Toowoomba's High Tech Oils Speedway and Murray Bridge Speedway for introducing, you know, and they're really changing different things. So I reckon the inside walls are the go sort of thing. Yes, there's going to be incidents, but yeah, hopefully that can deter it. It's going to have more good than bad. Mick Corelli, thanks Mick for tuning in. Jeremy Moore, South Australian International Racer. Luke Stryton, thanks Luke. You're doing well on the sprint car on Saturday night, watching you out there, and I'll come and say g'day on Saturday night. But yeah, you're doing well out there. You certainly get it growing in more and more confidence, and it's great to have the development series, which can really help youngsters like yourself and inexperienced really gain experience. So I've got a comment here from Joel Chadwick, still concentrating on the cycle speedo for now, mate. World Championships are here in Adelaide in a few weeks' time. Between the 13th of November and the 3rd of December, we are trying to get a new car built, but the Australian title might be the debut of the car. We'll try and get some racing in before, but if not, show up and race just like any defending champion should. So that's cool. Thanks, Joel, for the update, and good luck in the cycle speedway. For those that haven't seen cycle speedway, it's cycles, so it's like push bikes, and they run around speedways. So it used to be really popular throughout Australia back in the 50s and 60s, but it's certainly still going around down Adelaide, and Joel Chadwick's one of the champions there. I think he recently won the Australian Championship there, so he's won the Australian Cycle Championship, Cycle Speedo Championship, and the Australian Wingers Championship. So well done, Joel. Hopefully you can get a few race meetings in before you can get out there. So yeah, so Michael Pickers, I'm too busy at work right now, but I'll be back for the classic and running 2 cars. So Pickles, keep us updated in regards to who's going to be running that second car. So it's great. You always, you certainly present immaculate equipment, and you're one of the good guys in this sport. Quinton Tanner, thanks for tuning in once again. When are you going to get that super rod out? Robert Parfitt, thanks, Robert, for your question. Do you think the new V8 wingless division has a future or even become a national class? Well, if it has a future, it will become a national class. But yeah, as I've said time and time again, I think in regards to the V8 wingless sprints, numbers will be the difference. That'll be the telling factor, sort of thing. They can get the support, then they will grow. The SCCA will say, okay, there's a future. If not, it will just be running around as they are. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Good luck to them. But hopefully they can have a good run and move forward and grow. So yeah, Speedo's certainly not a stranger to running, having different classes pop up all the time. So yeah, so we've got that. Joel Chadwick, he comments here, inside walls are good, yes. Matthew Clayton from the National Fours, thanks for tuning in. Thanks Wayne Meyer from Speedo Star. Zach Patrioti, I think I'd say Zach is a young wingless sprint racer out of Sydney. Thanks for tuning in. Bruce Kane saying, okay, mate. Yeah, Zach, Patchy watching from Sydney. Andrew Hoskins, Joel did win back-to-back Aussie titles last weekend. Thanks for that. Yeah. And so we got here Brian Chadwick. Joel did win back-to-back Aussie titles last weekend. Congratulations, Joel, and you're holding 2 Australian championships in 2 different forms of speedway. So that's awesome effort. Got Robert Parfitt here, PS Go Jason Doyle. Yeah, this Saturday night, I don't know how many people, Melbourne's Etihad Speedway or Etihad Stadium in Victoria. All eyes are going to be that for the 12th and final round of the Speedway Grand Prix. So we're going to have our own Jason Doyle, who's going to be the first, he's on track. I think he has to probably get some points a couple of points in his first heats, and he'll probably secure it by the 3rd round of heats. He can secure it, so hopefully that happens and he can do that. He can become the first Australian world champion, Speedo Grand Prix world champion, since Chris Holder brought the house down back in 2012. But it'd be awesome to see in regards to so Robert's saying he only needs 8 points. So thanks, Robert, with that. So I'm pretty sure he'll be able to get that in his first 3 rides. Potentially, if he wins 2 and gets a second. That's just my maths. So with that, but it's really cool. Hopefully everyone can get down there and support it. It'd be awesome to see Jason Doyle pick it up. But I want to see you, Kyle. Please let me know if you're going down there and what you think of that. I remember going for the first Speedo Grand Prix event down in Melbourne. That was back in 2015 that would have been. So this is the 3rd year now. And last year Chris Holder brought the house down and ended up taking the wins. So yeah, that'll be really, really exciting. Hopefully everyone can get down there and support it. It's going to be on Foxtel Live from 6 p.m. So yeah, I'll be at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway this Saturday night, but I'll be watching it on my phone. It's the joys of technology these days, where you've got you've got mobile devices where you can actually view the footage. So that's really awesome. We've got here Joel Chadwick's asking another question. Have you heard any news about Adelaide Motorsport Park? Well, they did a couple of weeks. Stephen Miller on behalf of Adelaide Motorsport Park have released their calendar. It's very small. They put out a media release saying that they're not going to be doing any major events. They're anti-running any running any like World Series or any Australian title. They are running the National Street Stock title in January, but that's as far as the major events they're going to be running. They're running a couple of sprint car shows. Not too sure how much support they'll actually get to it. So I think Adelaide Motorsport Park, yeah, like they're trying to turn it into a multi-purpose venue. So hopefully the sport can get behind the track. Obviously, it's had a bit tough time. There's been a bit of controversy, but hopefully Adelaide Motorsport Park can go back to, yeah, the promise that it showed once, yeah, the Miller family did take it over, and obviously Bill Miller has passed away recently, or this year. So, yeah, so we've ever got, yeah, so hopefully, yeah, that answers your question, Joel, but yeah, hopefully that will be sorted. But this season will be a big telling season for Adelaide Motorsport Park, whether they stay open or not, or the lease gets changed. I think that would be a big thing, but we'll wait and see. I've got a question here from Michael Cunningham. Do you think Australian Speedway is getting way too over-regulated compared to the US system that is much simpler? Pickles Cunningham, once again, thanks for your question. I think Australia's getting, not just Australians, but Australia in general is getting over-regulated. Like, it's like, but I think, yeah, like you've raced on both sides of the country, and you've, like, you know, like not both sides, you know, like in Australia and in the US, Pickles, so you'd have probably a better, I've been over there numerous times to America and seen it firsthand for myself. But I think with the way Australia's run, I don't think there are certain things that are brought into maybe, how will we say this? Damn, I hate being live. Sometimes you get put on the spot. Maybe, or I just say what I feel in terms of, yeah, whether that's right or wrong, that's up to you to decide. In terms of the US system, you know, they run their own sort of way. I remember US drivers coming out here and competing in Australia and refusing to abide by safety rules, not wanting to wear this and that. So I think Australian, it is, you know, like for insurance purposes, I think there is a lot of rules that have been brought in place for safety. Some leave a bit to be desired, like we look at this seat foam that they've got there. That's, you know, in the last 2 years since it's been introduced, it's the second season now, there's been a lot of injuries. So, yeah, so we've got there. So, yeah, in terms of that, I think, yeah, Australian Speedway is over-regulated, probably needs to be, there could be certain things that could be relaxed. Yeah, we've got that, and as Pickles follows up. Personally, I think the US system is way better. So, Pickles, tell me a bit about why you think like, yes, Australia's probably got some things that people don't agree with or desire thing, but, you know, tell me about the US is because it's so relaxed in a way, but yeah, it'd be interesting to know, to hear your thoughts with that one. So we've got thanks, John O'Bright, for tuning in. Rod and Lisa Edwards from Lake Miles down in Victoria. Thanks, guys, for your support. Former Super Sedan racer, Dennis Sims. So we've got that. So yeah, but please, guys, comments, your questions, say hello, give me any feedback or anything like that. Yeah, and I'll do my best to answer. But please like, comment, share, just to grow this. I really enjoyed this, and we're up to the 15th episode now, and yeah, sure, it's a little bit late, but I wanted to trial different things and just say, okay, so we've got the 7:30 slot that we've used, but, you know, I want to try the 6 o'clock. I just want to mix it up and see what's best received, and the telltale signs of that will be in the actual ratings. So we've got here, I've got Ben Griffin, long time supporter, long time been tuning in for the 15 or so episodes. Ben writes here, VO2 Modifieds are racing Brisbane's Archfield Speedway this Saturday night. 19 cars have nominated to be great night of racing, all going well. I'll be live streaming the feature race on the New South Wales VO2 Modified page. So no, that's awesome. Ben, love your passion for VO2 Modifieds, and yeah, the VO2 Modifieds, yeah, they're going strong. You know, and obviously they're not going to have the huge counts, but, you know, to bring 20 odd cars consistently, that's a good show. And I'd rather have a good show with 15 VO2 Modifieds than have a bad show of, you know, 50 sprint cars, so that can be the case sometimes. So, yeah, with that. So, no, Ben, thanks for your question and your passion for the VO2 modified. Pickles, and thanks, Current Queensland RSA Street Stocker Chairman Brendan Wakeman, thanks for tuning in. Michael Pickles Cunningham has continued by saying they use common sense. I mean, for example, what do logbooks really do when the car is changed in some cases weekly? Yeah, good point. And that's the case not only in sprint cars but across all classes. There's infringement cards, there's everything, all this stuff that is adding. And I remember chatting to Tim Saville in my brief stint with Speedway Australia, which got 12 months ago exactly now. So it's been 12 months since Speedway Australia. So I was only there for 6 weeks, but it gave me a big insight in terms of what they're saying. Like he just wants to, his goal is to make it less regular, but just the paperwork and bring in systems that can make it easier for people. You look what Speedway Australia has introduced, and that's really good in terms of making changes. So I think keep pushing that as the head of the sport's developing, and that hopefully help people. And just cut out the red tape. There's so many different fees that you've got to pay and different sort of things. And yeah, certain clubs doing this, doing that, certain associations doing things. So there's so many. So we talk about so many classes, but look how many associations there are. Like in terms of that, we need to not only cover the classes, obviously that's a lifelong debate sort of thing, but some of the associations. In my time at Speedway Australia, seeing the amount of associations, the amount of red tape, the amount of volunteers that you have to use, the amount of fees that you have to pay, like it's a big deal. And yeah, with that, so yeah, so hopefully that can change, but it's about having these conversations and starting it. It's not about just sitting on our hands complaining on Facebook. Even though I'm using Facebook because it's cool now, but obviously Totally Speedway being a large media platform. But yeah, we need to have these conversations. We need to talk up. We need to think of better ways. So, okay, don't need log books yet. I agree, as you say, when the cars are changed in some cases weekly, but you need to be, like a lot of these cars need to be accountable and make sure that everything's regulated with that. But there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better system, like even to the point where, introducing iPads, like technology these days, introducing iPads to scrutiny cars. So we've got it all on one system. You're not filling out logbooks and putting that. It goes all onto the wireless, and multiple people can have access to this. So that'd be awesome to see. Maybe something like the driver's license system they've got here, like a police officer can pull you up and and like find all your fines and all that, and everything that they need to know about you on your life. Like we need to do that, and that can be the same with a car too, is having your registration. So yeah, we need to do that, and I think a lot of that, cutting out all the BS with that, would be awesome. So we've got a few more. We've got Matt Thomas, budget racer out of Sydney. Thanks for tuning in, Matt. Dave Parker, the father of Nick Parker, who's the speed car racer down in Victoria, who ran second last weekend. I've got Jay War. Jay, let us know what's happening with you and in terms of when you're coming back out in the track sort of thing. So I'd love to see you out there. You certainly had a great run last season. Cracked it for a podium at Sydney's Valvoline race, so that was awesome to see. So we've got a few people. Steve May, the former art director or advertising manager for Sydney's Valvoline race, was in contact with Steve, and we have a lot of comments or comment banter between one another, and also talking about pushing the sport forward. So it's great. So Joel Cooley, thanks Joel for tuning. Chris Stewart, Victorian street stock racer. Barry Merritt from South Australia, and Andrew Rowdy Williams, son of Tyson Williams, wingless sprint and legend car racer. Thanks for tuning. Angelo Halicus, I think that's how you say your name, Angelo. It's called Angelo, that's awkward. But yeah, good luck with the event that you got coming up at Timmy's Speedway in Mildura. That's the Cole Beasley Memorial, which is going to be a double header. It's going to have the All-Star Series opener. I think it's the opening round, and obviously the Cole Beasley Memorial for 410 sprint cars. So yeah, with that. So then we've got a question here. Okay, so we've got a few more. Reg Collop, we should do a race meeting series between the RSA street stocks versus SSA street stocks. Well, there's no reason to, because that's, Reg, it all comes out of regulations. Like each SSA want to have their rules and RSA have their rules. So it's like, they can't run together. So, you know, and like we've got that, but the RSA is obviously opening it up to SSA cars, providing they fit into the budget there, like into their specifications. So it is possible because the RSA are open to the SSA cars opening, and obviously the SSA make it a lot harder. So in terms of bridging the gap between New South Wales and having street stocks as a truly national class, we understand that this season's New South Wales street stock title has been postponed or cancelled altogether. It's not going to be run this season. So that's a shame to see, especially after the last 2 years. So I think who won it? The first year was Brad McClure. He won. He put in a great drive at Laguna Speedway. And last season, who was that? I'm just trying to remember who ended up winning. So I've had a brain fade in terms of who won last season's New South Wales Street. I know Glenn Mitchell was second, but Reg, maybe help me. Who won last season's street stock title? So it's just, yeah, a New South Wales title. I'm trying to remember. I wrote the report and everything, but I'm just having a bit of a brain melt there. I'm just trying to think. Sorry, just bear with me. I've got that. Yeah, but I think it'd be awesome to see a race maybe test match series sort of thing between RSA and SSA street stocks. Obviously, they run under different rules, so that would be. Yeah, but let's start it. We've got to start these things and get them across the border. Otherwise, you know, and I don't think there's always going to be divide, and we don't want divides. So, yeah. So we've got the question here. Oh yeah, Peter Thompson. That's it. Sorry, Reg. Sorry, Peter too. From Queensland, I wrote your media release the other day after you ran third in the NT street stock titles. Sorry, but it's been a long day. Michael Pickles Cunningham's right here. The Outlaws don't have logbooks, medicals, car registration fees. Have to run a certain number of have a certain race number, etc. I think they do okay, don't they? Yeah. Pickles, they do okay, but they're not as big as they used to be with a lot of Outlaws. They run, you know, and they've got less than. I think they have around 10. I think currently running full time sort of thing, and that's really tough for them. To do that, but the Water Outlaws, obviously that's a huge sanctioning body, but yeah, there's a lot of other, you know, Water Outlaws does do okay, but you know, I think having that control is a good thing, but probably making it easier and less fees and all that sort of thing. Like, I understand with a medical, you need to have a medical, you know, to make sure you're fit. So there's certain things that you don't. Yeah, maybe sacrifice. So yeah, you need, you know, a medical certainly. I think a driver's safety, and drivers around them, their safety. So I think that's certainly one that I would push for. So yeah, thanks, Chris. Chris Stewart. Yeah, Peter Thompson. Sorry, Peter. I apologise. Just had a brain fart there. So yeah. So just scrolling down. Rob Prophet saying, "Get well soon." Adam Hugan, it's Adam, not Aiden. Big dump last Saturday night at Valvoline Race. So yeah, I spoke about that earlier and put my best wishes there. He's fractured some vertebrae in his neck. He's in a brace. Certainly. It was scary to see and gain some coverage. But the good thing is that Adam will recover. And hopefully it can be out on the track sooner rather than later. A real budget race, so they got support from Fleck Earth Moving, so that's their main sponsor. And it's a second generation with his dad being a sprint car racer from the early 90s. So guys, so we've got we've just been going about half an hour here. So then we've got And then you've got a question here from Adam Day. Thanks for tuning in. Nick Tatnell, thanks. It was nice to meet you last weekend, Nick. Even though I thought you'd retired from wingless sprints, but yeah, it was good. Nice to meet you, mate, and thanks for tuning in. So, yeah, in the wingless sprints. So, got there. And it was funny last Saturday night. I was there meeting a number of people, and the amount of winglet, like there was close to 60 cars for the wingless meeting. That's the second appearance of Valvoline Raceway. So, plenty of cars. You had Luke Wheel and Travis Miller from Victoria. As I said earlier, Glenn Wright from Queensland came down, celebrated with a heat win. Luke Wheel showed good pace and yeah, had a DNF unfortunately, but put it on pole position, so his pace is there. Then we had also Travis Miller from Victoria, who was good. He ended up 6th. So there's plenty of races that are working on getting some laps in regards to the Australian title. But so we've got Rob Pratt here painted the number 29 car. So we've got with that. But please, yeah, guys, continue questions. We've got just under half an hour. I'm just realising from last week I've had an actual wardrobe malfunction. So I've got last I've actually wore this same shirt. Yes, on last week's show. So apologise for that. As I saw it, I'm like, bugger. So I've got that. I got Brett Watson, late model racing from Queensland. Thanks, Brett, for tuning in again. But please, guys, throw your questions, anything Speedway related. Once again, really appreciate the support. It's a lot of fun what I do. We've also got the support there. We've got a promoter we're bringing for the Conversations program that's sponsored by LA Racing Lubricants. So they've come on board as a sponsor. So we're doing that every fortnight. So we're going to have one of the promoters just wanting to lock that in to clarify that as soon as they'll know, and that'll be next Tuesday night. So we've got that. And then obviously we've had the weekend previews and reviews. They've been really well received. They're growing in numbers. We're getting well over, like when it first started, it was around about the 500 mark that we're getting views, but now it's well over the 1,000 mark into the 1,200. So we're getting plenty of mileage there about wrapping up all the racing. The feedback that I've been getting is really awesome, and I just enjoy doing it. It's something out of my comfort zone, but support you guys. So we've got a question here. Ben Griffin, same clothes. Yep, I'm just a poor Speedo media person, so I've only got a couple of clothes. So wear the same hat too. I get donated from them. So we've got with that, but thanks Ben for taking the piss. Michael Bucket. Okay, does my cousin Dean Wallace still race? Can anyone tell me? Michael, no, they don't. The Wallace family, Todd doesn't race anymore. He used to race sprint cars. Dean, he used to race fair supercars, done that probably 10 or so years ago. Before they'd done NASCARs. Dabbled a bit in Speedway, but didn't do a whole lot. Both, Todd raced speed cars and sprint cars in recent years, but he stepped away and focusing on business and really, kicking butts out there. So that's an update for your cousin Dean Wallace. So we've got that. Kenny Jackson, former fender bender racer. Hi, people. Thanks, Kenny, for tuning in. Brad Warren. Brad, let us know what you're doing this season in terms of racing. So you ended up winning the 3-hour at Alexander Speedway, 3-hour enduro. What's happening with your sprint car and that? So, I've got a question here. Brendan Wakeman. Peter Thompson raced with the RSA in the Queensland. Great bike, great car, and great racing with him. That's good to see, Brendan. And it's good to see we've just got to bridge this gap between having New South Wales as a truly national class. But, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I think there's going to be a divide, but, there's a lot of people trying to do it, and it's great to see that Peter's supporting both sides of the fence. So, so we've got I've got some more questions here. No worries, Michael. So that's okay, Michael. Yep, thanks. No worries. I've got Brock Gardner here. He's winning a sprint racer out of New South Wales. He's having a bit of bad luck, Brock, with your engine at the moment. So hopefully you can get that fixed and be out on the track sooner rather than later. Just try all the Q&A stuff and stuff you do, mate. It's great coverage for Speedo. Keep it up. Thanks, Brock. Really, as I say a lot, I enjoy doing it. The support from people allows me to keep doing it. We're getting sponsorship support, and yeah, it's really good to see, because this is something that's new. So yeah, with that, so really thanks for your feedback and that. But please give me, if you guys, and this is there for you. It's not my show, this is your show. And I'm opening up the questions for you guys. So please, yeah, hit me with them. But let us know what you think of the time slot too. Please comment in the comments. Please write whether you want it earlier. Would you like it, like 6 o'clock? Does that work for you? So yeah, we've got with that. So yeah, please let me know. Would you want it later? With daylight saving times, obviously here in Sydney, New South Wales, where I'm based, that's 3 hours behind WA. Hour and a half from Northern Territory, South Australia is the same thing. Also, yeah, so it's a bit down to Queensland's an hour behind, so it's 6:45 here in Sydney. It's 5:45 in Queensland, etc. So yeah, we've got here Rob Parfitt. Come down to the JBR trailer. That's the Jack Berry racing trailer for Corona next time we're in Sydney. Always the last team to leave the pits. Yeah, the pit races. So yeah, thanks, Robert. It'd be good to come down and say good day and meet the team again. Brad Warren, Victoria, Bruce Stevens Racing Sprint Car will be our first December tour at Ballart's Redline Raceway to kick off the season. So thanks for the update, Brad, and good luck for the season ahead. So Tony Bland, Champion National Racer. So yeah, so we've got here. P.S. Todd's daughter, yeah, races Formula 500s. Yeah, Todd's daughter, Brooke. She's dabbled in Formula 500s. I think it was a couple of years ago. I haven't seen her in recent season. Papa Olive races that car which Brooke was racing. So yeah, so we've got here Michael Bucket. Yeah, he's getting an update on his family. So no, thanks Michael for tuning in. And then we've got Pickles Cunningham running again. Time slot is perfect right between the third and fourth stubby after work. So Pickles, no doubt. Yeah, that's great to see in terms of the time slot. You're happy with it. So you work really hard and you deserve those stubbies, no doubt, mate. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and your support. So I've got a question here. Chevy Edwards. I do know who qualified for the late model feature, but qualified on pole position. That was cancelled. I was trying to remember now. Was it Tarek? I'm not sure. After Chevy, I'm not 100% sure about that one. I don't remember that. That was on Saturday night and it is now Wednesday night. So my memory there. Darren Kane would probably be up there. Ryan Fennick, I think he would be up there. Ben Nicastri. So those guys were quick all night. But I think it would have. No. Now I've got it. I remember now. Brad Giffen. So Brad Giffen, because what they're doing, as you probably know, Chevy being a late model racer out of Victoria, they do a time trial. So they do time trials in one heat and a 30-lap feature. So they've dropped one of their heats so that they can get more laps for the feature race, and that's where it's at. It seems to be working for the late models. So Chevy, Brad Giffen, he ended up topping the time trial sheets and winning his heat race. He was on pole position. Brad's done really well. I put together a marketing proposal for him during the off season to help him try and get sponsors and gain some more sponsors. This is his second season in late models. He's come out of legend cars before. Then before that, Speedway karts and junior sedans as well. That's when I first met Brad, probably 10 or so years ago, when he ran the Aaron Rollins with it. So with that. Chevy. So that was Brad Giffen. So that's his second season with that. So all good. Brad Giffen, you should do this show live at the 111 Friday night in the pits. I've been to one of them, and that would be pretty funny. Friday night, I'll do this. Do the Friday night. That'd be pretty awesome. I'll do this Saturday between the pits. But that's something that we could do. I'm open to those ideas, as coming and doing these sort of things at tracks with people. So that'd be really cool. So I could do the guests and travel around. And like, Brad, that's a really good idea. That'd be a lot of fun. So actually having it live for people to see, and myself, and as you know, with Totally Speedway being a huge brand, so the exposure that comes with that. But doing a live show at the track, providing we can get the right internet coverage, we can make all that happen. But that'd be cool. So yeah, with that, Scotty Dillon, thanks for tuning in. Thanks Jeff Piker for tuning in. Good chat over the weekend, mate. So yeah, good luck for the rest of the season. Then we've got David Snow Hartman. Thanks for tuning in. You're doing the dirt cuts now. We're showing that late model at Amkin, mate. So yeah, thanks Snow for tuning in. Chevy Edwards saying, yeah, mate, the late models in Vic ran hot laps, time trials, 2 heats and 25. Flat, yeah. Oh, yeah, because you guys were running on the same night. You had the round 1 of the Victorian Series at, yeah, he had that, and yeah, he ran that at Alexandra Speedway. So, yeah. So, Pickles Cunningham saying perfect format. Yeah, and it all depends on the car count. I think that can deter, or that can determine which format works best. It all comes down to the cars. So, yeah, so we've got that. Stewie Robinson strapping me to one of your bash cars. But yeah, I'd love to do that. Brad Warren, I will say this live now that yes, I would love to go in your crash. I think you've got like a panel van or a ute or something. I think it is. I've seen it on Facebook. So Brad Warren, if we can make it happen, that'll be fun, and then we can do that. It'll be fun because you're a guy that, like, although you're racing at the top in the sprint cars and you do very well up there, the fact that you just love your grassroots and Speedway, because that's where it's at. And that's the beauty about Speedway. You've got a lot of people that race sprint cars, but they still don't forget their roots, and they support the local ones. They'll go and run, like Brad, you run Crash and Bash and whatever you can get your hands on, sort of thing. So I think that's really cool. And one of the beauties of Speedway, being able to have that with that. So I've got here Rob Parfitt saying driver interviews. Yep. And that's something, yeah, Stewie's just, Stu Robinson just saying, yeah, XF wagon, I reckon. So that's cool. Yeah, well, lock me in. I've said that now. So great bird. Thanks for, yeah, tuning in, mates, and thanks for all the great support that you do for Speedway sedans in Victoria. So yeah, with that, so we've got, yeah, but that's, I'm just laughing about going in the Crash and Bash. I'll probably need a change of undies or something like that as well. So yeah, well, I'll pack a few. So we've got Andrew White in the Super Sedans, had a strong win down at Bega Sapphire Speedway the other week, so in the Super Sedans. So thanks, Andrew, for tuning in, and hopefully have a good run this Saturday night at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway. So yeah, we've got there. But please, guys, yeah, with your feedback, whether you're liking the 6 p.m. Time slot, whether you want it later back to 7:30, but that's what we mix. This show's for you, it's not for me, because obviously it's Q&A, so I want to answer any of your questions. But yeah, all the support that I'm getting, we've got the conversations program, as I said earlier. We're going to have talk about, we're going to talk to one of the promoters, so we're going to get a promoter in here or on the phone, depending. I've just got to lock this one in, which I'll be doing tomorrow. And yeah, it's really cool to have the support. So yeah, and then also got the weekend previews and reviews, so they've been growing well along. So we're going for about 43 minutes now. Well, yeah, I'm really blown away for the support, because I do this simply because I love it, and yeah, the exposure that we're getting for the sport through here, and just interaction. It's all about, wanting to interact with people. So thanks, Roy James, for tuning in, mates. So please ask your Speedo related question, Roy James and everyone. But yeah, with that, but yeah, really happy with that. I hope people, would they like any changes with the camera? Like, we've got a new camera now, so you can see my ugly face a bit more. So I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. So, but with that, yeah, so it's really cool. We've got some more questions here that have come in. John Cartwright for tuning in, 1982 Australian Super Sedan champion Michael Walsh from a sprint car driver up in North. I think he's still racing, Mike, up there in Queensland, up in North Queensland at Cairns. So you're still in there, and hopefully that get a few more cars so you can get your car out more often than not. Brendan Wakeman's got another question here. I've got your live feed cranked up in the shed stereo while working on my car and just smashed my foot on the rusty piece of steel, so I'm off to the hospital. P.S. Awesome interview with Jamie Alford last week. Great stuff. Brendan, I hope you get better, mate. Yeah, hearing my annoying voice in the stereo while you're working on the car, hopefully that wasn't a distraction that led to your smashed your foot on a rusty piece of steel. That sounds painful, mate. Might be like that. So hopefully you get better. So but then, yeah, so I'll see you out on the track soon. Right, the shout out. Keep up the great work, buddy. So thanks for your support, Rod. Even though you don't know too much about Speedway, but it's all right. So that's cool. So we've got, so yeah, please, we've got probably about 10 minutes left now. So what we've got coming up. So as I've spoken about this before, we're going to have the live conversations program. So we're going to be doing that every fortnight. So we've got this week off. Next week we're going to have one with leading promoters. So I'm getting on the tunes with, getting on the phone with him or doing it live, depending on who I get. But please let me know who you would like to see. You know, in terms of a promoter, which I'm John Kelly from Brisbane's Archwood Speedo, David Mills from Warrnambool's Premier Speedo, Stephen Green, who recently vacated his post at Sydney's Mountain, well, not recently, like back in March, but recent. So leave there, we've got, there's a few, we've got Penny Bishop from Toowoomba's High Tech Oil Speedo. So please let me know, guys, who would you like to hear? We've got Gavin Migro from the Perth Motorplex over in Western Australia. So yeah, just let me know who you want to interview, and I'm sure that people would want to be a part of it. So we've got that. So yeah, so we've got a few more minutes now left, but yeah. So what we've got coming up, we've got the Friday afternoon. We'll do the live weekend preview. So we're going to be doing that. Then on Sunday morning we'll be doing the live weekend wrap. So really appreciate it. I'm just trying different things, different angles, and the feedback. You know, it's no TV production, but it certainly does the job and works. So yeah, really happy with the support. We're getting a lot of sponsor interest, so we've got to just trying to lock in a few more. We've got LA Racing Lubricants that we've got for the conversations program, so they've come on board. So, and please, what people need to see is, you can go to our live YouTube channel if you don't want to watch it on Facebook. We're available on the YouTube channel. I've also got, if you can go to the Facebook, like just because it's live, it doesn't mean that you can't view it later. So you can go to our video gallery and you can see it there. So you can tag people in, you can share it. So it's all there, it's available. Just because it's live, it doesn't mean it's never to be seen again. So unlike TV, you miss a live show and then you've got, unless you've got Foxtel, you watch replays or you can record it. So yeah, so with this, looking into that and doing different things. So please, if you miss an episode live, please, you can watch it later by simply going on. So yeah, so we've got here, so thanks Marcus Rumsey for tuning in, Tristan Kelly out of Formula 500s. We've got a question here from Andrew White. Hey mate, any thoughts on starting up a development series of the New South Wales Supers? We're really trying with our new sponsors to get some Supers running again. So Andrew, to answer that question, Supers are struggling in New South Wales as they are. In terms of the development, like you see in the sprint cars here in New South Wales, they've got a development series. That's simply because they can support them with the development series. They were actually turning people away, so it was that highly subscribed. But it's not out of the ordinary to have 50 plus cars on any given night. But with Supers, I think you guys have got around 20 for this Saturday night. I think it's a strong one, but having a development series, what is it? Like, elaborate, I would understand maybe a point score within running with the main game, like the main Supers. So similar to like what they do in Queensland, I think that would work. So to encourage people to have a series within a series, I wouldn't think of having it where they're two separate race wins. That would just be stupid. because the numbers aren't just there for the Supers, especially in New South Wales. So the only track that could probably do that would be Queensland, but then again, they run it within their own series event. I'm not sure if they even won the development series anymore as part of the points go up in Queensland. So yeah, so we've got Sandra. Hopefully that answers your question the best I can. I've got a question here from Brady Baldwin. He is from North Queensland, and he's actually won the sprints. So we've got a question here from him. How do you rate the young guns Dylan Menz and Jaden Peacock for their run at Sydney this weekend? So Dylan really impressed me. He's pretty hard on himself. Young kid with high goals and high expectations. So he done really well, and he'll be better off for the experience coming back now. He'll know what to expect. He had Marty Perovic in his corner helping him, so that's awesome to see. I understand, Brady, that you'll be coming down with him, so it'll be good to catch up down there on Saturday night. So that's awesome to see Dylan come down again and get some more laps against really tough competition. Sydney's the toughest competition for 14 sprint cars, hands down. Jaden Peacock is having his first run this weekend in the 14 sprint cars at Sydney's Valvoline race. So it's exciting to see a former national junior sedan champion. He's done winless. Other than that, now stepped into the sprint cars. Really great to see. I had a really good run at the Toowoomba's High-Tech Oil Speedway for the opening round of the USC Queensland Championship for the 410s. So that was cool to see, and I think, these guys are talents of the future. They just need to get more laps. I know it's tough because budgets are tight, but getting on the road, and other than just running around your local tracks, getting on the road, Dylan Menz would be able to attest to that, the fact that he's becoming a better racer simply just because of doing one meeting at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway, and you can certainly see that, where he was able to really shine. And Jaden Peacock, he'll be the same. He's had a great start to the season, and so we've got that. So we've got that. Tony Powell, thanks for tuning in. Ashley Hodak from Canberra, legend car racer, doing really well. Ash, your car looks good. So it's cool. We've got Glenn Philpott. Glenn, what are you doing in terms of your racing? Are you coming back? You've sold the legend car. I used to race Speedo cards against you many, many years ago. I probably crashed into you, so apologise for that. That's why I don't race anymore, because I can't drive. We've got Glenn, please let us know what you're doing if you're having a season off. Obviously, you've got expanding family. And David McKay. Car looks really good. David, that blue, you've gone away from the traditional red. Missed that colour, the Gold Coast and all. I really like that car, the V83 car. So, hopefully you have a good season and can get some strong results, because you certainly finished last season with some strong performances. Angel White's just comment, same as Queensland, unless we had too many cars turn up. So I think that's it. If you now explain that, I think that's a good thing, Andrew, in terms of having a development series within a series. But I've been to meetings in New South Wales, especially down south, and just struggle to get car cams down there. So hopefully by developing or introducing a development series, we'll be better off for that. So with that. So guys, so we're coming to the conclusion. We've got about 7 minutes to go now. But please, I've got a little bit more time for a couple more questions. I'll do my best to answer them. But once again, I know I say this a lot and I get repetitive, sort of thing like my shirt, wearing the same shirt from last week that I've just noticed. So with that. Thanks everyone for the support. We're up to 15 of these Q&As now. I was doing the Q&As as a question, just replying to questions. When I want to test myself and do the videos, so get myself out there. With the support, we've had a lot of inquiries for Totally Speedway or myself to do commentary duties. There've been a lot of inquiries from that. Also public speaking gigs, MC work. That's really stuff that a few people have been getting into and interested to help me do more of that or get me involved. So I really enjoy that. I'm certainly looking for more or getting into that public speaking deal. That's I love to talk, and I tend to talk all right. My voice isn't too annoying. So Unlike some we hear and just feel like, shut up. So we've got that. Tim Reedy, the current Australian AMCA National Champion. Thanks, Tim, for tuning in. Hopefully your travels are safe. But yeah, so what I've got just over 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll wrap this up. If you've probably got time for one more question. So I've got Nathan Hawkins from Legion Productions, then Racer. Thanks, Nate, for tuning in. But yeah, so we'll wrap up the show now. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Had a lot of engagement. We tried the different time slot now, but please comment, like, share. We upload all these videos to our Facebook page, or it's uploaded directly after it on the Facebook page. So yeah, so we've got here Reg Corbett just saying you should come down to the King of the Mountain. King, oh, that's next month. So yeah, Reg, let me know and we'll see what we can do. So yeah, but now what we've got, so I'll wrap it up now. Thanks once again for everyone for tuning in. We're gonna have the next one. We're gonna have the Friday night's weekend review, and then we're gonna be doing that. Then we're also gonna do the actual Sunday night, or the Sunday morning. We'll be doing the weekend review. So thanks, guys, once again for tuning in. Yeah, please like, comment, share. This will be made available straight away. So as soon as after it's finished, you can re-watch it, and yeah, probably you've been caught out a bit now at the moment, so in terms of the time slot. But yeah, we'll see how this one's received. We looked at the numbers and the feedback, and then we might start it earlier at the 6 o'clock. But then if not, we'll go back to our 7:30. We might try it a bit later, but please let me know. Drop me a message. Anything like that. Any feedback's appreciated. That's what I want, and I'm the type of guy that's motivated more by criticism than praise. So thanks, guys, once again for tuning in. I'll speak to you when I do the weekend preview. That'll be on Friday afternoon. So I'll be doing that. And then, yeah, if you don't tune in, have a great weekend. The Speedway's really kicking off. And yeah, we're halfway through. We're just through hump day. So yeah, looking forward to having that downhill slide for the rest of the week, and we can get into the weekend with some speedo racing. So thanks, guys, once again for all the support. Yeah, I will announce tomorrow in regards to who I'm going to be doing as the next conversation guest. I'll let you know it's going to be an Australian Speedway promoter. So yeah, we're doing that. But yeah, I'll log out now. I'll get off the screen. But thanks once again, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Bye.